all, Miss Lauren. So for me, so Valentine's Day, my daughter was like, so we decided as of, it's just 2 kids home. So my daughter moved back in. So, my daughter, I have a whole, so I bought this house. Let me tell you, I bought this house and it's a pretty big, significant size house. It's like 7,000 square feet. The basement, and I rarely go down there. And when I go down there, I'm like, man, this is huge. The basement alone is 2,500 square feet. So my daughter basically has her own like house in the basement. So she has a place here, but she rents it out and she moved back in with me. So we decided that we're gonna go, every other week. We're going to go, me, her, and my son are going to just go out to dinner every other week. She'll treat sometime and I'll treat sometime since she has a job and everything. So we just knew that it was just going to be crazy. It's Valentine's Day. So she was like, Mom, I'm at Costco. I want to buy steak and lobster. And, can you go have? It's going to be like $75 a piece. And I'm like, absolutely not. So no. So if you want to do dinner, you can. So she ended up doing dinner. She cooked for us. She made salmon, mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese, and Caesar salad. Yes, girl. So the next day, y'all, I was like, okay, I'm gonna clean this house up. I'm gonna get it together. I'm gonna just, I'm gonna go through. And I ended up almost slicing my finger off. See this right here? Almost sliced 2 of my fingers off. So let me show you guys. I gotta this. So so what happened was somebody had bought me some roses a week before. And I had them in this vase, and I was throwing the roses away because they were old, and I was washing the vase out, and it fell and it broke the glass, these big shards, almost severed my fingers off, 2 of my fingers. So I went, I was screaming. I went to the doctor, and I had to get like a bunch of stitches. So I have up here, I have 2 stitches right here, and then I have a stitch right here. So, actually right here. So the tip of my finger was almost severed off. So this is me and my daughter at the the lady said, oh my God. Oh, that's not even the other side. The other side is when the other girl came in here. I was like, yeah, like, girl, how do you work here? I don't know if you have.
You work here.
Yeah, girl. So the nurse goes, she sees it, right? So I didn't see it. So I have it. So as soon as I severed it, I wrapped it up, and I go to the doctor. And so I didn't see it. And so she unwrapped it, and then she looked at it. She goes, oh my God. And then she like darts out to get the doctor so that they can stitch me up. So this is the quickest I've ever been through urgent care in my life, because it was like my finger was basically falling off. So, I play the bass, so I'm not gonna be able to play the bass for a little bit. It was kind of jacked up. So it hurt really bad, but I'm alive and I had to stop cleaning up. So the other thing is, you called me yesterday and you was like, girl, what's going on? I keep hearing all these condolences.
Wait a minute. So I was in a coaching session, and all of a sudden I see all of these like, get well, Constance. Oh my God, Constance, my condolences, Constance. I say, oh my God, right? What's going on with my friend? So I get off my coaching session and I FaceTime her, and
yeah, I'm getting dressed.
She's
but listen,
sitting there trying to wrap her arm.
I was trying to wrap it up.
Right.
Girl, after I got
talking, I said, well, what you go ahead.
No, I'm saying I got off the phone with you because I was like, I can't do it by myself. So I just went and got my son to help me to put these on. And he was like, please don't let it touch me. Please don't let it touch me. Please. It looked so gross. My fingers look dead. And he's like, please don't let it touch me. He was so disgusted. But you know what? That didn't stop me, because I took my ass outside, y'all.
She did.
I did. I ended up going to a little bowling thing.
So hold up, y'all. She told me she was going bowling. I said, oh, you gonna stick your fingers in the bowling ball? Or you gonna go out? How you gonna stick your fingers in the bowling ball?
Listen, I had cabin fever, but bowling here in the DMV is a little bit different here. It's a little bit different. Let me show you. Let me show you what it was like at the bowling alley last night. Let me show you. Now, why can't they just bowl like regular people out here?
You always showing off, man. I be always like, I'm moving. Why? Why? When I went bowling, let me show you what it looked like. It flashed to all like people actually bowling.
They
Kids
don't
running
bowl.
around.
They
It
go
was
a
a
little bit
DJ.
different out here than they do everywhere else. It's kind of different. I don't know. You just can't see out here. Negroes be Negroing, so it's always like if you go to like a little cafe, they're gonna have a whole band. You know, it's always like mega entertainment. They're gonna have a DJ. It's always like something like really major. So it was cool. It was cool. It was actually a Kappa bowling event, so that's why you saw the sororities and the D9 strolling and whatnot. But it was cool. I did get out the house, so that's cool. But I'm happy. I'm happy to be here with y'all today. And I want to talk about some real things that are really going to benefit y'all. We just wanted to catch you up on our weekend. What did you guys do this weekend? Did you guys do anything exciting for Valentine's Day? Are y'all doing anything exciting for President's Day? Y'all know it's President's Day today. So did you do anything exciting for today? Like, what's going on?
Are you celebrating your president today?
What president you celebrating today?
You celebrating your president today?
I'm celebrating President Obama. That's the only president that I recognize. What about you?
I don't know, man. I don't got a president. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a president.
Right, exactly. Yeah, them Kappas was in the building. They were strong. It was a Kappa event, Kevin. It was the Kappa event. But typically when you go to out here, when you go to a fraternity events, they'll be the only like fraternity there, and then it'll be all the other sororities. So it was like the Delta, Sigma Gamma Rho, AKs, but there was not like no Qs. I guess it's not a thing for like if it's a fraternity party. Yeah, I'm celebrating myself. If it's a fraternity party, other fraternities don't come. I guess I don't know. I didn't go to college, y'all. I had I got a public high school diploma, so I wasn't privy to that. But my daughter was just like, man, every time we went to college parties, that's all they did was stroll all the damn time. Like we couldn't dance because all they did is you had the fraternity and the sororities strolling all the time. Anyway,
it's like that in New Orleans. That's the only thing. Like that's what I miss about being in New Orleans, because you could walk into a space and it feels like that because New Orleanians party. That's what they do. So I do miss that part of like just being a whole bunch of Black people running. Usually it's like a brass band will come in. I'll be bowling, a brass band would come in, and before you know it, we all in there like,
yes, I love that. I love that culture. But, that's what I'm talking about. I love the culture. So, Tiara,
yes.
How many revenue streams do you have?
Maybe like 5.5.
Oh, we're gonna give a shout out to the half, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
5. Mm-hmm.
5.5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know what? I haven't counted mine in a while. Okay, so I got books.
Mm-hmm.
I have a dispensary. I have real estate sales, real estate loans.
Mm-hmm.
I have my training programs. I got t-shirts. What other money? Books. I said books, right?
You said books. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess maybe I have 7.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I got 7.
Maybe 8.
Maybe 8. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they all not making like a gang of money. Some of them, make pennies. The other day, we were in Net 7. We did a book course. We did a book called Unbreakable.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the ladies was like, well, when do we get our payouts? And I was like, well, you're not making like a whole lot. Even if you're a bestseller, you're not making a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
But, she was like, speak for yourself. This little money I'm getting actually means something to me. So, I mean, it's not like thousands of dollars, but I make money every month, whether I promote my books or not. And then sometimes when I get that deposit, I'm like, oh my God, the cool thing is, they sell regardless. So I have something that's evergreen. I have all of these books, right? I have all of these books that I can sell, workbooks, like all of this stuff that every month I have money that comes in every single month, which is cool, that I don't even have to think about. And this is something that just came from my brain. And it was, I never set out to be an author ever. Somebody said, Constance, you are so in love with credit. You should write a book about credit. And so I did. And I ended up I went home because, I used to work all day and all night. I went home early that day, which was 3:00. And I started writing this book. And I wrote the framework. I mean, it took me about 12 hours. I just wrote straight 12 hours straight. And I pretty much put the framework together in 12 hours. And this is before AI, right?
Yeah.
Writing books with AI.
Yeah.
But and then of course I improved on it. And it took me about a month. And this ended up becoming a bestseller, Tiara. And like right now you could like trick Amazon. Sometimes people be like, oh, I'm a best-selling author. And you be like, they didn't sold 2 copies. But there's ways to trick the system to become a bestseller, to be in a bestseller. You got to put your book in some obscure category and all this stuff to be in them. I didn't do that. I really self-published this myself. The first iteration of this was terrible. And one of the things that I did very wrong when I did this the first time was I had promoted it before I got the author's copy. So the thing, and I was like, oh, my book is done. And I hadn't even got my copy and I was promoting it and everybody was buying it. And it was like so terrible.
Yeah.
Words were just horrible. But, I've improved on it over time. And, it's a great book. Yeah. When people go to this, you can go to my reviews on Amazon, people said, and all positive reviews, right? Over 200 positive reviews. Somebody said this book saved my life. They didn't say changed my life. They said saved my life. Saved. So when you can do something just by sheer of you having, your unique genius or unique brilliant or something that you just do well. And I never intended on being an author. Somebody literally said you should write a book, and I did, and that's what it was. But that and all of these other things that I do, I use it to monetize. It's another revenue stream for me. What about you? What are some things that you have that you're like generating money from every month?
So a lot of these things, like it's service based, right? I will I have a coach, I have coaching. I
forgot about that one.
Yeah. I coach clients. I have a company called Real Virtual, right? Our company is a virtual assistant, actually to get executives to help you put your products together. I work with entrepreneurs, I work with celebrities. So we have Real Virtual, right? We do that every month. And then I have a production company. So we produce content for I write screenplays. I'll write a screenplay and then sell it and then receive residuals from that, from the options. All kind of things are coming in. Wow. But you know what? I wanted to, and I came to you actually. This is the reason why I came in at 7, because I wanted to create more things that didn't require things for the digital products. Things for the web, because everything I do now, I have to physically. Obviously, you could do it once, and then sell, and then I'll sell it, and I'll get residuals from that. But that was the only thing that that I would say that I was receiving that I could in my sleep. You know what I mean? Like after doing it once. Other things, like I have to run the business in order to receive, even though I have a team. So I guess that counts. But every client that comes in, we put them on kind of like a set schedule, and I'm putting on their payroll, and so that's cool. It's not like I'm running after people. You
ain't paper chasing. You ain't chasing them dollars.
No, we just, when I start working with entrepreneurs, and I love that about entrepreneurs, we just went ahead on their payroll. So when their employees get paid, so do we. So I mean, I guess that's a blessing. We get paid no matter what, but we definitely have to do our job. So
let me ask you. So with you, and you were able to just take something that you were really good at, like your unique genius, and you were able to monetize it. So I know that there are so many people. That's the thing about it, Tiara, is like a lot of people have a lot of great ideas, but a lot of people do. Most people will not execute on their great ideas, and then they'll end up, because what happens is God will drop something in your spirit. God be dropping things in my spirit all the time, and whether I executed on it or not is on me. And then people get mad when they see somebody else doing it. Right.
Like, that was my idea.
And look at them. They making millions of dollars because they decided to step out on faith and do the thing that God had told them to do. Listen, God's going to get his thing out there. Whatever he wants out there, it's going to get out there, whether it's through you or through somebody else.
That's right.
But for you, what made you decide, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna execute on this and just make it happen? Like, what was the motivation for you?
Yeah, I didn't want to work in a traditional corporate office. My genius is creative. Like, I'm a creative genius, and I don't say that lightly, but when I came here as a writer, and an actress and a singer, right? I moved to Hollywood to do that. And while working on a show, I often say this, Blair Underwood told me, like, you got to learn how to direct. You got to learn how to produce. If you want longevity in this business, you got to learn how to do everything. And I took that seriously. So
Yeah.
once I put myself into producing television and film. I mean, I just found so many things. So the last 20 years have been really just me creating all these skills and saying, like, can I do that? Can I was like, I want to write screenplays. Literally once I left, and here's the I left producing reality TV, and I was like, I want to write and produce real television, like real films. And then I had enough network and connections to then start to talk to networks and studios. I had worked there, right? Like I had been there. So it was like a transition. Like I got this screenplay that I've been working on, or these screenplays I've been working on, right? They just be laying around my house. And you know, and that's how that came about, me selling and pitching and all of that. So all of that is really just like me sharpening those skills, just sharp, not knowing what God is going to use them for. Now I coach people on screenwriting. I've ghostwritten 5 books. 2 of them have been bestsellers. Now the thing is, I haven't written my own book, but I'm gonna tell y'all
Yeah,
that I've
you
written
will.
5 of them.
You will. She's a net 7 now, and
Yes,
there's not going to be no excuse. Like I don't play when it comes to people sitting on their talents or their gifts. So they will do it. They
I'm just doing it
absolutely
all
will
for
do it.
y'all, right? I'm just doing it for my clients.
Yeah,
And
no,
when
you
you
will.
know,
Hmm. Hmm.
for
Hmm.
sure.
You will. That's what I love. One of the things that you said that I think is really important is you said you started with one thing, and I think that's the thing that people miss because they want to come out the door, guns blazing, and they just want to do everything. And the
Yeah,
key really is you got to get really good at one thing first
yeah,
before you go out and start doing everything else.
yeah,
So for me, I got really good at real estate. Like when you talk about, genius, like real estate is my zhuzh. That's my shit. And
yeah,
the reason why it was my thing is because I really wanted to help people. I was really passionate about that. And then I started helping a lot of people. So everybody, it was like everybody came to me in the area that I was in. Like, you want to get a house, you go with Constance. Constance is the one. Like that was my name. And I had a great reputation because I always, made sure I took care of my clients. I
yeah,
always made sure that they, I put their best interest at heart and they felt, I fought for them, right?
yeah,
So it was the real estate first. Then I added the loan business into my business so I could help my clients broader, right? So,
yeah,
but I started making a lot of money. Then now I'm flipping property. It's another
yeah,
thing, revenue stream that I forgot to mention. Now I'm flipping property, and I'm flipping property with cash, right? Because I'm making so much money on this. Now I'm flipping property, doing cash. And then it was like, okay, I really want to teach people. I really want to teach other people. And I want to teach people about credit because credit was my thing. So then I started teaching credit, and then I wrote the book about credit, and then it's just kind of all just sprang from one thing that I got really, really good and really, really clear about. And so that's getting really, really good and really clear about one thing first, and then
mm-hmm,
after you've gotten really good and really clear about that one thing,
yeah,
then you could spread to those other things and you could have other offerings. But a lot
yeah,
of people, they just want to do a whole lot of stuff, and it's nonsensical, and then there's no rhyme or no reason, and then they're all over the place. But
yeah.
when
It's
they
not
all,
related.
yeah,
Yeah,
but you want to create a symphony, you want to create a
yeah,
well orchestrated symphony where everything is just kind of working in concert, just together, like
yeah,
all those things, right?
yeah.
And I think that's what people need to understand is be a SME, a subject matter expert at one thing first, and then go from there.
And then people see you, right? You want people to know how to see you. You
Mm-hmm.
know, have you ever been somewhere and you ask somebody what they did? I'll never forget this, y'all. I gotta tell y'all. So when I first moved to Los Angeles, I remember getting on the shuttle. I'm not sure where I was headed, but I got on the shuttle, and this guy was like, I sat down, and he was like, the driver was like, "Hey, how you doing?" I was like, "I'm good." He was like, "Where you from?" It was just the 2 of us on the shuttle. I don't know where, but I said, I just moved here from New Orleans. He was like, oh, I love New Orleans. Listen, I am a driver, but I'm also, and he gave me a card, baby. On this card, he was a writer, producer, actor, a carpenter. He was a shuttle bus driver, y'all, and I almost fell out at the bottom when it said exotic dancer, and he had a picture of him like this,
Shut
like, and
your mouth.
I swear to God. And I never forgot that because literally it had 15 offerings on there. And it made me say, like, who are you?
Who?
You're a bus driver and an exotic dancer? Like, what is happening? So I
You
think
a damn lie. You are
I swear to God,
lying.
let God strike me down right now. Girl, I never forgot
You
that
a bus
though.
driver and an exotic
And
dancer.
you drive the shuttle and you can give me a good show. Like it's too it's too much. It's too much. And you an actor. Like which one are you? What do you do? Right. And so I think people that's one of the things, especially with creatives that I work with. They come here and they like, I do it all.
Yeah.
But what do you do? What do you do? Like what
Yeah.
do you love? It
Yeah.
confuses people. How do people when people see you and the blessing for me is that I was able to create like this Black Hollywood brand that encompasses because at some point I created a business that allowed me to from day to day I might be writing a script, I might be producing a podcast, a TV show. It just allows me, and then when people come in and say like, Tierra, I want this, I have I have the range of creating things to be able to service them. So I'm like, oh, I get to do this month. I get to write a
Yeah.
book this month. So it keeps me creative in
Yeah.
the lane. It's all related, y'all. If I could produce a TV show, I could produce a podcast. If I could
Right.
produce a podcast, if I could write a book, I can. If I could write a screenplay, I could write a book. And so all of those things were just like this. So when people
Yeah.
come and ask, and so I just would encourage the people out there that are like this young man. They give out cards. It's like you want to represent. Like when people hit me up, they know why to hit me up. It's not they like, oh, Miss Hollywood, I know you work in Hollywood.
Right.
I know you can get this. Can you help me with that? Right? And you
Right.
want that.
Yeah.
You want that type of reputation. You said something like, I had a reputation for being this.
Yeah.
So
Get very, very, very clear on who you are and what you do. And that's the first thing I think you need to do. It
yes.
reminds me, my guilty pleasure, one of the only shows that I actually get a chance to watch because this is what my kids will sit down and watch with me. I'd be like, please spend time with me. They're like, okay, we'll watch Pop the Balloon with you, mom. So that's kind of like my guilty thing, right? Because that's something that we could just watch together. But that's how they be on Pop the Balloon. They be like, I'm a hairdresser, I'm a real estate agent, I'm a stripper, and that just, I'm like, y'all, please don't ever be this. Do not ever go out there because they think it makes them look important. Yeah. But what it makes them look like, they don't know what they're doing.
You're
they don't
confused.
you're confused. And they don't really do none of that stuff. They're really a bartender.
Yeah.
Right? Because they go, I'm a bartender, but I'm a real estate agent and I do insurance and I'm a, exotic. I'm like all these other things. And so I go back to, okay, so they're really a bartender. And they dabble and they want to do all that other stuff. Yeah, they do everything now.
You want to do it.
Right. So get really clear about that one thing and then try to think about, so is what you're doing, first the question that you have to ask yourself is what you're doing something that you really want to do? And I know in this day and time, a lot of us, I think 85% of people who are in the workforce are not happy with what they're doing. Most people are just living and they are existing, but they're conditioned to just go to work, come home, be complacent. So a lot of people are not even living and doing the things that they want to do. And I tell you, whether I make a lot of money or a little money, I'm so happy that I'm able to just do the things that I really, really want to do when I wake up every single day. I can really help people and serve people and just, that's the blessing, right? So whether I'm making $1 million or $100, the blessing is that I'm able to really do what I really, really want to do. And and unfortunately, most people can't because 85% of the people are just living to do what they do. And that's it. Yeah. So first thing is, are you doing what you really want to do? And if you're not, I'm not telling you to quit your job and go do what you really want to do.
Quit your job. I'm telling you to do it.
No.
Quit.
No, that is not going to help you or your family. But what you can do is you can slowly start incorporating the things that you're really, really good at. That thing that comes really, really natural to you. What comes really, really natural to you? What is that thing that you can do that comes easy to you? And I'll tell you, like, when I think about myself and, the things that I've added on to my business, I had to think about what are the things that come really easy and really natural to me. I really love credit. Okay. I wrote a book about it. I really like my favorite thing. My passion at one time was really serving people in the real estate field in terms of like being, representing them and helping families build generational wealth, which still is. But now my purpose has transformed into just helping everybody just realize their goals. And how do I do that? And I had to sit down and say, okay, this is where my purpose is. This is what I really love. This is what gets me going every day. How do I do that in a way where I'm really, really able to serve people on a high level? And then I had to come up with, I had to look at, okay, who's my target and what is it that I really want to do? And how do I want to serve them? And what is it what is it that people need that I really have? Yeah. That's what I sat down and I walked through all of those steps. And, that's how I have this ecosystem, this Constance Carter ecosystem now. But there's other things that I think that we can do, just as people, just to get other revenue streams. Ecclesiastes 11:2 says, invest in 7 ventures. Yes, in 8, because you do not know what disaster may come upon the land. What happened in 2020?
Pandemic. The pandemic.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. But God gives. It's so interesting that 6 months before there was a writer's strike and an actor's strike here in Hollywood, God gave me an idea. And I moved on the idea, created flyers for it and everything. I just didn't have the time to really start to run it. Fast forward, everything shuts down. I just finished a screenplay for a famous actor. We're starting to talk about pitch meetings. I'm like, I had written my daughter into it and myself. I'm like, listen, it's about to go up. This person is on a major show right at this moment. So he has So anyway, the strike happens and then nothing happens, right? And for 3 weeks, my entire business is connected to the entertainment industry. And for 3 weeks, I was like, God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Even famous actors at that point were going into foreclosure, right? Because they didn't have the revenue. They didn't have the money because they're tied to this one industry. And God said, after 3 weeks of me like crying, I'm talking about I was crying Constance. I didn't know if Constance, I knew Constance, but Constance wasn't my friend. Because I'm pretty sure I could have called her and been like, girl, I don't know what I'm going to do, girl. What I'm going to do, right? But God was like, I gave you the idea for Real Virtual. I said, oh yeah, I had the flyers, right? Immediately, because I had already had a business prior and clients prior, I just sent out an email like, hey, looking for assistance in this way, let Real Virtual help. 5 people responded that day.
Wow.
And we have been a business ever since.
Wow.
Like, I didn't even have when I tell you, I didn't even have an EIN number before we started rocking for that particular business, but I had already had the Real Network. I had already had this company. And so, people were like, oh yeah, I need help. I think Dr. Lene, Dr. Boyce, like there was a few people that just was like, I'm rolling. And I was like, okay. And then it literally said, and we've been going ever since. That was 2 years ago.
You know what? So that goes to show you. See, people think that they got to have everything set up and everything perfect. They got to have all the offerings and all that stuff perfect. And a lot of times you don't. You don't. A lot of times what you really can do is just do it, and then things will come together.
And then it'll all catch up.
Everything will catch up.
But we were making money before we had received when I received that deposit, literally, y'all, in 2 weeks, like 2 weeks later, after sending that email, we were up and running. And actually, like, we didn't even know what it was. We were just running with it.
Doing it.
Going like, oh, you got a task that you need done? Entrepreneur, you need something creative? Let me help you learn how to build your podcast. Let me teach you how to, do this. Let me do this for your business. Like, so it just turned into what it was going to be. So that is hopefully that's some inspiration. And 2 years later, here we are.
And that shows you, people get so caught up and they get stuck in that analysis paralysis. And they be thinking, and then they think, and then they think, and then they think, and they think. Just so there was a gentleman that reached out to me, and he's in Hollywood. Remember I told you, and he was just like, I was like, listen, you just got to do it. You can't, don't just get so stuck on it got to be perfect, because he does all of these major shows in Hollywood, and he came to me like, but I'm like, listen, you got to just get out of analysis paralysis and just get to action. And that's the thing that a lot of people don't do. Yeah. And then it reminds me, like, I had a conversation with a friend of mine who's a famous rapper. And he called me. He's like, Constance, and he always calls me. He'll call me every 6 months. Constance, I need to build wealth. I need to, start doing some real estate. And I'm like, yo, listen, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
You have this certain product. Now you got the star power. You got a couple of million followers. You got famous friends. You're famous. You have all of these assets. that if you really work on this one product first, then this is going to help you, because he really wants to invest in real estate, right? I want to start flipping. Once you get this off the ground and you start monetizing this, this is going to fund this. But sir, I really want you to focus on this right now. Get everybody you need to get, hire who you need to get, and get them behind this, because you have a great product. You have a really awesome product. Let's get this out there. Let's get it on the shelves. Let's get it wherever you need to get it, and get it cracking and get it rolling. And then we're going to talk about all the other stuff, right? We're going to talk about the real estate. You know, I helped him set up his living trust. We're going to do all that stuff, but let's get this. A lot of times people want to do all of this other stuff, but there's something right there in front of you that you have, a skill set, a product, or whatever that you have that you're sitting on and you're not executing because you're overthinking it, or maybe I might fail. You might. Well, maybe I might succeed. That's going to take too. Have you heard people say that? What if I succeed and then it takes too much out of me and I can't keep up with the demands?
What? That's fear.
Right.
That's all the things, right?
Right.
You're trying to sabotage yourself.
Self-sabotaging. That's what we do. That's what a lot of people do, is we self-sabotage so that we can't get to the next level. That's not of God. That is of the enemy. So you got to take all that stuff out, and you got to just do. Just like Tiara did. Tiara said, you know what? I'm sitting here like, what is we gonna do? Because all of my income is tied to this one thing, and it's that's the reason why even in when the pandemic came, and we had a show called Conversation Starters, and we were able to just get all of these celebrities to say yes to interviewing with us, not because they were like, we ain't got nothing else to do.
We ain't got nothing to do.
We ain't got nothing else to do. They had a lot of these people had a lot of their income was in touring and going out, and they were home. And so they had to figure out, you know, I had celebrities coming to me because I have a relationship with this guy who, I don't have it in here, with this guy who had the guy who started Bump Box. He's one of my, I can't even believe I say he's my mentee, because this man is making so much more money than me. He's making he's probably at like $50 million right now. But he has a Bump Box, a big boom box. And he used to be my tenant, you know, rags to riches story. But people were coming to me saying, hey, can you hook me up with him and get me a you know, some type of licensing deal or brand deal, you know, because Snoop had a brand deal with him, and he had brand deals with, you know, other artists and whatnot. And, you know, they were like, I know you're the connector and you could do that. But that's what was going on during the pandemic, because they had one revenue stream that had dried up when this disaster struck. And so had they did all, and hopefully, you know, everybody's learned their lesson since then. But if you have not learned your lesson and you are only depending on one revenue stream, listen, y'all, one revenue stream is too close to zero.
That's so true.
Because when the ball drops and when you get caught holding the bag, then what happens? Then you have nothing, and what happens to your family and all that stuff. So you got to make sure that you prepare. So what is that one thing? What is that one thing that you do very well that you can monetize? I really want y'all to think about that.
You know what? I also think that there's something about people feeling like, if I'm not working hard. Okay, so I want to be very transparent. So I associate hard work with making money. And if you know, you got to go and run, and
90% of us do. 90% of us do.
Yeah. Right. So as I've been watching some of the.
No. Where is she? Tiara. Oh my gosh, she's getting ready to get to the good. Oh no. Okay. Well, so let me tell you what she's saying is so true. A lot of times she's coming back. Okay. A lot of times we do. My motto used to be, nobody works harder than Constance Carter. And y'all, I really was working hard. And what happened to me is it took a lot of time away from my family, my children, and I was trying to provide this life that I thought that, you know, they wanted, but really all they wanted was me. They wanted me to be home. So go ahead and finish your working out, girl. You get to the climax.
Listen, I'm on Do Not Disturb. And you know, the cheat code for Do Not Disturb is you just have to call somebody 2 times in a row. So everybody calls me 2 times in a row, knowing that I am on a podcast. They drive me crazy.
Right.
You don't even want none. It's like, my bad. I know you on with Constance right now. If you want to stop texting me, okay.
Didi
All
said,
right.
"Dang, I wanted to hear her." Okay, she back, Didi.
All right, Deidre.
Oh, look
All
at
right, listen.
Didi. Okay, first of all, Didi, look at Didi. This is one of net 7. Look at her. Look at the list of suits she got.
Yay,
And she got it.
Diddy.
Let's go. Okay.
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
So for whatever reason, I don't know. I'm not sure why we associate. I got to work 15, 16, 17, 18 hours a day to make money. That's how I associate it with like, but what I've been doing is just looking around, right? And just looking at how people are now making millions of dollars in their sleep by not just putting something in play, putting something digital in play, and just letting it do its thing. Of course, promoting that product, creating the story around it, and all of that, like right, all of those things. Learning how to communicate and better storytell, and then being able to sell this product without having to like labor every day, right? So one of the things that I created in the middle of this is the Fly Nubian Money Club, right? I have this podcast, and I was like, I'm just going to create a club where I can fellowship with women and bring in top experts so we can all learn skills, so we can have this community in this group. And then, so this is, to be honest, the Fly Nubian Money Club is my first attempt at just doing something that I absolutely love, which is run my mouth with other Black women who are amazing, and people, not just Black women, but Black women, Black people.
Right.
And we talk about building wealth. Like that seems like such an, and I've actually made money from this thing, right? Since we've started. And it's been great. It's been a great lesson. So I just encourage people to just start to also think about not working so hard to make a dollar, when really you can really do the thing that you love. Like I love talking to people. So I go and I'm just gonna talk
Right.
and talk to really smart people who can teach me skills, and just share those people with you all. Like that is literally what this latest business venture has been.
And it's just that easy. And so people are like, "Oh, you make it sound easy." It is. It
Yeah.
is. Like it really is. It's really not that hard. People really get caught in the minutia of the thing, and they don't do the thing, right? We
Yeah.
get stuck at start and we don't execute. And so, the idea doesn't belong to he who thinks it. It belongs to he who executes it.
Come on.
And so if you're just sitting on that idea and you never actually do it, then it's never going to get done by you. It will get done by somebody. Here's another thing too. People think, okay, I'm not going to tell nobody my idea because they might steal it and then they might make money from it. Let me just tell you something. And yeah, do your thing. Like I don't tell people what I'm doing. I show people what I've done.
Yeah.
I don't tell people what I'm getting ready to do. I show people what I've already done. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, keep your lips zipped and just do it. You should. But I'm also here to tell you that what God has for you is for you.
Amen.
Nobody can take that away. If God drops something in your spirit, Tiara, I don't care if somebody that looked just like you, she chocolate, she built like you, she cute like you, she could sing like you, she could do all the things like you. What God gave to you, Tiara, is yours.
That's it.
So don't worry about anybody else being your competition, because God gave it to me and I'm just that special. And he may have given it to them too. And there's, guess what? There's room for them too.
Yeah.
But I know that there's room for me. Like I can't get
Yeah.
everybody. I can't reach everybody, right? But I can reach the people who God has given to me. I can get rich off of my niche, off of my little people.
Come on, Rich.
God has given to, come on.
Come
God
on.
has given to me. I know, right? I don't have to reach everybody. Me and Tiara might do some of the exact same things, but we have two totally different audiences. So there is enough out there for her to get all that she has, and we can never step on each other's toes. We can never take each other's businesses, because what God has for me is for me, and what God has for her is for her.
Come
Period.
on, you preaching and come on, you preach. Period.
I mean,
as
yes, but that's what
says.
it is. But see, a lot of people, the reason why I'm so passionate about that is because I hear it so much. A lot of people get stuck on that, and they don't end up doing anything because they get so stuck in, number one, I don't want to tell nobody because then they might steal it. Number two, they overanalyze, they get stuck in analysis paralysis. And number three, they think, oh, somebody else has done it, so now I can't do it.
Yeah. Can I add to that? So another thing to consider is that people don't tell other people what they want to do, because they want, if it gets too hard or the going gets too tough, they can back out of it.
Yeah.
They cannot do it. They can be like, well, there's nobody here to hold me accountable. There's nobody here to push me forward. or it feels overwhelming. I have a really close friend who every time man, he has a millions of dollars worth of art sitting in his closet. I met
Mm.
him almost 16 years ago. I said, you should do an art show. Do you know, like, it's like, well, first I got to do this, and then the framing is, I got to frame them. I'm like, throw them up there without frames. It doesn't need a frame. Let the buyer to buy frames. Do you know all this? That was 12 years ago. Still has not put a show up to date. You know what I mean? And so, and still, and I just feel like sometimes people stand in their own way. They see the obstacles before they see the opportunity. It's like, we got to flip that and just
Yes.
like just go. Just
Yes.
God is going to open up the doors and introduce you to the people that you need to know. But if you never say anything like,
Come
oh,
on.
I'm doing this thing, nobody can help you.
Nobody can help you. And I'm gonna tell you, once you, and this is what I know to be true in life. Once you make a decision, once you've made a decision, God is going to do all of the things to open up every door for you. Once you've made
That's
a
correct.
decision in your mind, right? And then I always talk about the 5 steps to getting everything you want. You have to have a vision for it. You have to
Yeah.
write down the vision. You have to speak it. You have to work it, embody it, and then you'll receive it. But once you've made a decision in your mind and you've become in alignment with it, God is going to do everything he can to make sure it happens. But you got to get out of the way. A
Yeah.
lot of times we will self-sabotage because of whatever reason. It could be we don't want to fail. It could be we don't want to succeed. It could be we don't want nobody in our, there's just so many things. The reason why we don't execute, but there's the people, there's millions of dollars in the graveyard because people decided that they did, they had these great ideas and it never came to fruition. And the cool thing is, like, you gonna have some account with me. Like, I see a few of our next 7 sisters on here. Like, they know y'all gonna have some accountability. Oh, you got an idea? You about to execute on that joint. That is about, like, there's, and we're gonna do, and you're gonna, because number one, they all agree we're gonna play full out. We're gonna do what you say, because we know, Constance, we trust you. We know that you're not gonna do anything to hurt or embarrass us. Okay.
Yeah.
So when I tell you to do something, you just got to do it. And just let the chips fall where they may. And I only want people they might be scared. It might be uncomfortable, but you don't grow in comfort. You cannot grow in comfort. And so having somebody, like you were saying, that you could tell that to kind of make you accountable, because you're right. People keep things in secret because they don't want nobody to hold them accountable. Yep. It's kind of like my mama. My mama used to be like, I'm gonna do this, but don't come bother me. My mama used to be like, I'm gonna give you some money, but don't come bother me about that money later on, because she don't want to be held accountable to what she had promised me, because I'm gonna come to collect. That's the same way that a lot of people are, is that, they don't want to tell you because then they don't want to be held accountable. I got this idea in my mind. So we got to get out of that. I want to get to the 10. Oh, go ahead.
I was just about to say, and if you feel like you are stuck for real, like I started a business for that at Real Virtual.
Yes.
So
Tell us about the business. Tell us about the business.
So we have Real Virtual is a virtual assistant company where we help entrepreneurs get through the messy part, right? You feel like, oh, I don't have time for sales. I don't know what to do about this, or I don't have time for this in my business. You got to put it off on someone, because it's true. You can't do everything. But I have a complete staff of people who are available to help you get over those humps, to get some momentum, whether it's us running your social media, whether it's whatever it is that you need. Like, if you need us to put together a sales strategy for you, whatever it is that you need to get to the next level, to the next step, we can do that at Real Virtual.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, this right here reminded me, these light bulbs. 100, 1,000. Thomas Edison said, it's not that I failed 10,000 times. I just found 10,000 ways that didn't work. Right. He tried 10,000 times before he made this light bulb. And so oftentimes when we're trying to do something that God has given us, sometimes you got to go through the failure process. That's part of the process. That's part of the process. WD-40, the reason why WD-40 is called WD-40, because they tried 39 formulas that didn't work.
Yeah.
Did you know that? The reason why
know that
409 is called 409, seriously, because there's 408 ways that they had tried 408 ways before formula 409 worked. They tried and tried and tried until they perfected it. That's what you got to understand. So when y'all go out there and it don't work once, and these are the things that I tell my children.
It'd be
just
once,
because it doesn't work
like
once.
they hear no once.
Right. Then you want to give up, you want to give up, you want to go crawl in your cave and you don't want to do anything else. But no doesn't mean no. No just means next opportunity. Because if they say no, then somebody else is going to say yes. Because if God gave it to you, that means it's going to work. Yeah. You just got to keep on trying. Keep on trying. Get a mentor, right? Yeah. Get a coach. Join an organization. Get a group of people that you could, like-minded people that you could be around that are going to help you to bring this stuff into fruition. Because you need to be around people where iron sharpens iron. You need to be around people where you're going to get encouraged. Maybe you get, that's the great thing again about Net 7 Collective is we're in these sessions and people have ideas. And it's not just Constance Carter saying, hey, you should do this. It's all the collective of women. These ladies have gotten ideas and business ideas from each other that they're monetizing. Yeah. That's the cool thing about being around women, like-minded women, is that it's not just coming from me, it's coming from each other, that we're all not only invested in ourselves, but we're invested in each other. So being in something like that is so important. I want to go through the 10 because I know the title says, the description says 10. We got 10 side hustles for you. And then Tiara got like a special gift for y'all too. Oh my God. So I want to go through the 10 side hustles that just 10 ideas that you could just kind of grab on and maybe you could implement them into your business. But before we do that, I want to tell y'all about how to get It's Constance Carter, your wealth activist, and it is time to get in the gym. The Grow Your Money Club. The Grow Your Money Club is a 12-month comprehensive training where I teach you how to build a sustainable business and go from being an employee to an investor. Go to growyourmoney.club to sign up today. Hey.
I love it. Get in the gym.
We in the gym. And it goes beyond this, you guys. It goes beyond just what we talk about here. What the Grow Your Money Club is I basically based it off the cash flow quadrant from Robert Kiyosaki, how to take you from being an employee to being an investor. Because ultimately that's what you want. You want to go from working for your money to having your money work for you. So I take you through various different strategies and programs. First, building your credit, become a certified credit expert. Then I show you how to get your own credit repair business. And then I show you how to, get other revenue streams and just, get your business funding together and all of the things. Go to growyourmoney.club. And if I was having issues, some folks was having issues over the weekend, which I got to go to tech support. So if you're having issues right now, let me know, send me a DM. And let me know, and I'll get you into the Grow Your Money Club, because a lot of people were texting me this weekend, DMing me this weekend about the site. So if you are having issues, don't give up. Get in the gym, okay? Get in the gym, because it's imperative for you to grow your money. All right. So here's a few that I have, and then Tiara got 40 more.
I got 40 more.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. So this is one. What about freelance services, Tiara? Something that you do, right? It's part real virtual, right? So tell us about freelance services. What can they do with freelance services? Say somebody wants to be a freelancer.
Yeah, so you know that you can actually become basically a solopreneur, just offering services. You take whatever that gift is, and you can literally go out and service people for that. So, for instance, I'm a freelance writer. Right. I can write for different production companies, for different studios, and I can just do them. I'm not connected to one place. I can service whoever. I can just be a freelance writer. Right. Like I said, ghostwriting for people, screenwriting for different people. So you can just offer that service to different people and get paid that way as a 1099 independent contractor. Nice. I actually have a ebook called Freelance Like a Boss. I never released it.
See,
I did.
This is why.
But I offered it. I taught the workshop or the seminar in colleges. So I was at USC, the Art Center, like just different places, just teaching Freelance Like a Boss. So if you want to know how to freelance like a boss, I can really send you the information. But it's basically
so what she's about to do in the next 24 hours is she's about to have it on her website, and then you'll be able to purchase it for fee. She's going to have it within 24 hours. It'll be up on our website. So if you want to purchase the ebook Freelance Like a Boss, it will be on Tiara's site within the next 24 hours.
But it goes through how to put together agreements, contracts, scripts for sending out emails, how to get new clients, just how to network, where to go, how to do it, and all of that. So I would just say freelancing and using that one skill and servicing, and you can get creative about who you service and how you service them. Initially, I was like, oh, I'll write for studios. And then I was like, what if I reach out to celebrities directly and say, listen, I know you don't want to be an actor. You ain't going to be fine all your life. At some point, you're going to want to produce. So let's produce content together. And before I knew it, I had a celebrity who was like, yeah, let's write together. I was like, okay,
Good shit.
Yeah.
Info at realvirtual.net. But she will be putting that up on her website within the next 24 hours.
Let's just say the next 72 hours. And here's why. Because Boyce is asking me for a presentation for Fly Nubian Money Club. I just got it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's y'all got.
We're gonna give her 48 hours. Not
what
72.
if we did it before the end of the week?
48 hours.
Friday.
I'm gonna show you how to put it up there like tomorrow. So
Constance gonna teach. Listen. Go ahead.
This is a whole 15-minute thing that we could just do right now. Okay. So, all right. So you're going to go to realvirtual.net and you're going to be able to download her ebook. Okay. That's one thing. Also, I forgot when you said Boyce, I was like, ooh, y'all, I forgot. Text Constance to 87948 because we have some special gifts to give you. I have some freebies to give you and training that we have coming up. Please, right now, go to your phones and text Constance to 87948. We want to get you on the list so that we can get you out, not only just when we come live, but every time we have some special trainings, there's some things that I have for free. I want to make sure that you're able to get all of this stuff. So text Constance to 87948. Okay? Boy's going to kick my behind because I totally forgot to say that.
Get your life together, Constance.
I don't get my life together.
Okay, what's the next one?
All right, I'll try to get up the other banner. Okay, so the next one is virtual assistant.
Hi.
So tell them about how to be a virtual assistant if they wanted to be a virtual assistant.
Right. So what you can do is you can find people or network with people, pretty much like set yourself up. What are you going to assist them with? First of all, you got to make sure you have a team or some skills, right? You got to either have somebody in there that can give the people what they need. In this case, I just have a team of creatives that I had already been working with. Remember, guys, from my real network and from building different things. So I had a team of people, a team of creatives, graphic designers, whoever that were available to help us help companies and entrepreneurs. So what you can do is basically just run, right? See if there's a market for you to do this thing. I would just say, I put together some flyers before I had a website, just saying, here's the things that we can offer. Whatever your genius is, if you're good at marketing, if you're good at social media, whatever it is that you could offer, you can then just put together a flyer and send it to the people you know. You never know what that network is going to look like. Send it out. Hey guys, I'm taking 5 new clients for my new virtual assistant. I will help you. I will run your social media. We will just and then choose a fee, an hourly, whatever that is for you, whether it's, you could do $99 a month. I don't know what you want to do, but you can do that and then have different people and then sign on different people. So in my case, maybe I have, and I don't know if this counts. I guess this does count as they individually count as revenue streams, but I probably have 8 people under our umbrella, under our business, right? 8 companies that we service. So actually I do have the 8 on top of the other things I do, right? I didn't think about it like that. I think about Real Virtual as just a company. That's my one revenue stream, but actually every company pays me for the different things. So so actually I am doing pretty good in life, right? So
you are doing pretty good.
I'm doing all right.
I love it.
So yeah, I would just say, just start easy, with the people that offer that one thing that makes you a genius and just offer it to those people. So I would just do that.
And you said something very clear. You don't need an EIN number yet. Just start it. People be like, well, hey, I got to get and you do need to have your business together at some point. Yes. But, folks be having LLCs and they have no business. Yeah. Y'all paying for LLCs with no business.
Yeah.
Get your business and then you get the LLC. You'll figure it
Yeah.
out. But let's do that. Another one is drop shipping. That's a good one. That's really, really hot right now. And I actually, one of my businesses is a drop shipping business. So I actually have shirts. My website is called conversationtees.com. Let me show you. And I just created 2 new shirts, right? Just based upon a conversation that we had last week, y'all. Minding my Black owned business and mining my Black business. Minding my Black business and mining my Black business. This is when I'm telling y'all to mind your Black business and mind your Black business. This is what we're going to be doing the next 4 years. Look, y'all, I got t-shirts. I got coffee mugs. I got hoodies. And they're already selling.
Yeah.
I put these online. This was something easy. I'm telling y'all, we're going to mind this is a movement, minding my Black owned business and minding my Black business, minding my Black business and minding my Black business. So next 4 years, we're going to mind our Black business and we're going to build our Black businesses. And then this whole woke movement we got going on, we taking the word woke back. We taking it back from these right-wing bastards. My daddy called me going off this weekend because he said I be cussing too much. So I can't, you notice I haven't cussed at all today, Tierra. I have not cursed because I got in trouble yesterday. My dad was at church. No, I did earlier. Not. I did not cuss. No,
I think you said like shit earlier.
I did not. I did not. No,
I think you did. Run the tape back. Run the tape back.
No, because my daddy went off. He's like, I just turn it off when you cuss. I was like, okay, daddy, okay, I'm sorry. So I just. He said, you be saying some good stuff too, and you start cussing. I was like, okay.
You know what? On sidebar, on the flip side, a couple years ago, I tried to do the whole drop shipping thing. It was not necessarily my ministry because I didn't have like a sales strategy in place. Like as we just talking through it, right?
Yeah.
I didn't have a place every day, like a podcast or like a way to advertise and market. So it's such a blessing that you can come. Yeah. For someone to, this is the other thing I tell my clients, if they're going to do something like this, that they have to have an outlet for it. They have to get online. People have to be with you for at least 7 hours before they make a decision. They have to watch you. They have to feel like they know you in order to buy. So
they gotta know and trust you.
So I just wanted to add that to it. If you decide to do drop shipping, you also have to have a sales strategy because I sold 2 shirts. I ain't gonna lie. I sold 2 shirts in 8 months and was like, you know what? Maybe this ain't for me.
Paid all that money out to Shopify. You weren't making no money. So woke is wealthy, outstanding, knowledgeable, and empowered. It's a movement. So we're taking the word woke back, and we have shirts, we have hoodies, we have all that stuff. The thing about this is that also with this woke movement, I also changed. I have a page on Facebook. It's called My Wealth Roadmap. And I actually changed because I'm so serious about taking this word woke back. And I'm so serious about increasing our wealth and being outstanding and knowledgeable and empowered. I actually changed the name of the group to Woke. So the name of the group, My Wealth Roadmap, is now called Woke. And we're going to do all kinds of woke shit. I mean, woke stuff. Oh my God, Dad, please, I hope you don't listen.
That's how you said shit earlier. Go ahead.
I did. Please, Daddy. I hope my daddy ain't listening to this. But we're going to do all kind of stuff around really educating you on being woke. Okay. All right. Let's get through it because I know you got to get to your next podcast, girl. Okay. What about Airbnb hosting? If you got a house, maybe extra property, you could actually host. You could actually do corporate housing. You could rent an apartment, and I did that actually in Arizona. Made a ton of money. We had a Airbnb I invested in Arizona. So we had 2 Airbnb. I had 2 Airbnbs that I owned, and then I did a executive housing out in Phoenix, where we had an Airbnb of a property that I was renting. But I was actually Airbnb, I furnished it and was Airbnb-ing it out and made a ton of money doing that too. So you could do that too, where you're renting the place and then you're actually Airbnb-ing it out. T-shirts, you could actually, instead of the drop shipping, you could actually create the t-shirt. So with drop shipping, let me just tell you, with drop shipping is, the great thing about that is you have a company called like Printify or Printful. I use Printful, right? Mm-hmm. They store all of my t-shirts. So I don't have to keep an inventory. So I have a website. When people purchase, it goes to this third party. I mean, I get less money, of course. If I would have printed myself, I'd get more money, but it's, takes the headache off of me. And you purchase it and they will ship it directly to you. They will make the shirt or the mugs or the hoodies or the beanies, and they will ship it directly to you. Now, I don't have the t-shirt, if you want to do a print on demand. So like I'm getting a bunch of these shirts printed. a former assistant of mine, she has a print on demand business where she's actually going to print the shirts for me. So when we go to Miami next month, I'll have some shirts to sell at the event. So you could do a print on demand business as well, right? You just invest in, cricket or whatever. You said what? What'd you say?
I'm gonna have some books on my table too.
What?
I'm gonna have some books on my table.
You gonna have some books on your table?
Yes, in Miami. I'm gonna have some books on my table.
Oh, I'm so proud of you. I feel like a proud mother. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna bring some books.
I love it. You are, wait, your books, right?
My book.
Okay. Because the way you changed it up and said, I'm gonna bring some books, like these are your books.
Yes,
okay.
I'm gonna bring some books, y'all.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah. Okay. Affiliate marketing. This is where you share products that you love, like say Amazon. You could actually be an affiliate marketer on Amazon where you're promoting, you have your own page, you're promoting products and you're getting a commission from it. Okay. So that's one. Content creation. This is the queen content creator right here. So what do you do with your content creation? How do you monetize your content creation?
I monetize because I create content for other people. So I just want to say that out loud.
Okay.
But in terms of like, it is a whole strategy, and you have to put some time into content creation, but it can make money for you. I would recommend just getting started because it's a bit of a long game, right? If you want to start a YouTube channel and all of that, you just got to create until you start to get in the algorithm. You have to be consistent.
That part.
So it's a bit of a thing. But in terms of creating content around, like I said, products, your personal brand, I think that you can definitely use that to push products. It just depends on the way you want to do it. Like if you want to start a YouTube page or something like that, then like I said, it's an investment. It's one of those things that you gotta like hit and get really good at. And just you'll get good at as you go along. It's not something you'll be perfect at immediately, but you'll find your stride. And so I do encourage that, because after a while you monetize. Like we said, people spend enough time with you, they will do business with you.
Mm-hmm. That is the truth. And the thing about it is like Boyce, you see Boyce on like 3 times a day. I'm like, how?
He used to do it more. Boyce used to go live 8 times a day.
Yes,
y'all.
I got notified. I was like, this man is online again. But this man has some of the most loyalist followers.
Yeah.
Right. You guys all are. A lot of you guys. All of you guys are on his. A lot of you guys are on his platform, and he said that. And so for me, even like last year, because I used to be consistent. Like a few years ago, he's like, Constance, I want you to go on every day, and I was like, every day. He's like, every day. I was like, ugh. So I did it for a little bit, and then last year I was like, I'm tired of hearing myself talk. Literally, I said that. I'm tired of hearing myself talk. So I know everybody is tired of hearing me talk. I know, because I'm tired of hearing myself talk.
We love it, Constance.
And I couldn't bring myself to get on. Like, and here's the thing. Boyce has been so amazing, right? He's been so amazing to give us this platform where we can just get online, millions of followers, millions of people subscribe to his channels. And he's like, I want you guys to get on. I want you guys to shine. I love y'all. I want you guys to do your thing. And it's so awesome that we have that opportunity. But one of the things he said is consistency.
That's it.
It's consistency, Constance. Like you got to be on all the time. And if you want to really... Y'all don't know.
It's hard. It is hard. I mean, listen, every morning, Constance be like, get your ass up. I be like, I'm
sleepy. Literally, y'all. We come on at 11, 10:45. This heifer is still in the bed. I'm like, get your ass up.
It's California time, and I work late. And I get up and I go to the gym. I be tired, y'all.
Be like, but my dog ate my homework. Get up.
but here's the thing. I want to also add that what Boyce taught me was that it would just be like, we'd be at dinner, and he'd be like, "Up, let's go live real quick. Hey, I'm sitting with Miss Black Hollywood." I'd be like, like everything became a way. Creating content is a way of life for him. It's just a way of life. It's not something it doesn't have to be perfect. This is what he taught me. It doesn't have to be perfect, because coming from Hollywood and producing things that are perfect, I realized that I was waiting on, I had to have all the cameras, the lighting had to be perfect. It all had to be like all of what I was used to,
Right.
the production quality that I was used to. Meanwhile, people were making millions of dollars in their living room. And he
Yeah.
showed me that, like, this person is making, and they're not as funny as you, and they're
Yeah.
not as talented as you. Then they can't,
Yeah.
So I had to come off that a little bit, y'all. It's still a struggle, but I had to come off it.
But I'm so glad that you said that, because mostly the people who are watching this are the same way. And the reason why they won't do this, because there's still room for you. There's room for everybody. Don't think that this is too
Amen.
saturated. There is a lane for everybody that's watching this. But the reason why you don't do it is because you think, oh no, I need everything to be perfect. I need my background to be I'm at home. She's at home. Like, she got her computer behind. I got my, like,
Yeah.
we just at home. Now,
We just at home.
would I love to have a podcast studio and all the beautiful things that these people have? Absolutely, like at some point, but that's not important. The message.
That's it.
One time I asked two people. I asked Lisa Nichols and I asked Les Brown. I asked them the same thing. And I said, do you practice your speeches? And they both said the same thing. They said yes. Why?
Yes.
Because my message is so much more important.
Yes.
My message is important.
Yes.
So more important than what you see around here, the message of what we're getting out here to you is way more important than what this looks like, right? Yeah. The message, what we got to say is way more important. So for you too, the same thing for y'all. We're gonna get out of here because this one she got another podcast in 45 minutes. I'm off today. I gotta
go. Did you finish all 10?
That was 10. So I gotta go be a real estate boss in 15 minutes. You gotta go do your content in 15 minutes. But she has a special for you.
Yes, y'all. So the Fly Nubian Money Club, as you know, we have a directory. We have a business directory that we are building. So if you have a business, please email me your information. Send all of your information on the business. Don't just send me a YouTube link and be like, "This is my business," or don't say nothing at all. Like, just be proper. Like, put your name, your business, what you do, your website, like those things will be good, Black people. Like, let's also, I have been I'm a fan of the side hustles, and I've studied this a lot. And so I want to send you a list of 40 side hustles that you can start today for free. You ain't got to give me nothing. Just email me and say, I'm requesting the side hustle list. I have 40 that you can move on today. And if you need help, like I said, you can always you can schedule a free 15-minute consultation with me to just talk through your plan. Well, it won't be with me. It'll be with my assistant first, because we got to make sure you ain't like, I was thinking like I'm like a stripper, but then like and then but sometimes you gotta know what you gotta have a plan.
Listen, we gotta screen these people, because one time, like when I be like, okay, I want to interview you for Net 7 Black women, and then it'd be men, and they'd be like, so where you live? I know you did not just take up one of my slots to try to shoot your shot.
Yes.
So you gotta have the screeners. But go ahead.
So my assistant gotta be like, this person is sane. And, but if you have an idea and you're like, I just don't know how to execute. I looked at your list. I listened to the podcast with you and Constance. I don't know what to do. Maybe I can spend 15 minutes with you, just kind of setting you in a direction and just giving you some ideas. So I'm open to that.
Dope. So one is she has sent her an email at info@realvirtual.net.
Mm-hmm.
And she will send you out the list of 40 side hustles. Y'all.
40.
Okay, we just went through 10, 40. Number
40
2,
days, 40 nights. Mm-hmm.
40 days and 40 nights, like Jesus, like when he fasted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And number 2, if you have an idea, she said she'll give you 15 minutes, a free 15-minute call. I don't do that. So
I'll give you a free, listen, but listen, it's a real thing. Like, if you are serious about moving forward, this is like, this is, I'll help. But it is, there is a screening process. So I'm not promising that to everybody.
Okay. I mean, I charge $500 an hour if you want to
correct
talk to me. So to get 15 minutes free from her is a blessing from the Lord. So y'all better take advantage of it. Y'all better take it work and they get that off of info@realvirtual.net, or
they have to go to they have to go to realvirtual.net. Go to realvirtual.net and schedule a 15-minute call.
Oh, right here. Go to realvirtual.net. Also, again, make sure text Constance to 87948, please, 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 please. And if you are a woman or you know a Black woman and you are ready to get your business to the next level and you are ready to take your life, it's not just your business, because wealth is a holistic experience. I would love to talk to you. I love Black women, and this is my passion project. This ain't anything that's making me rich, but this is something that's going to help make you rich and make you wealthy. The Net 7 Collective, if you are interested, if you are a Black woman or you know a Black woman, have them actually go to net7bbs.com and fill out the form. And then that Boyce will give that to me, and then we will schedule a one-on-one meeting to see if you would be a good fit, because everybody's not a good fit. I mean, you may not want to be with us, or you might not be a good fit for us. Like, everybody don't get invited to the cookout. So, and it doesn't mean that you're not worthy. It just means that, you might not be ready for this thing in your life, and perhaps you may be ready for the Grow Your Money Club, and maybe that's the first thing that you need to go to is the Grow Your Money Club, and that's cool too. So if you're interested and you want to take your business to the next level, go to the growyourmoney.club, and this will help you get from employee to investor, to where your money is working for you. You're no longer working for your money. That this money, what I do, this is why I'm able to come here live every day and talk to you, is because thankfully, thank God that, my money's working for me. So that's that. And we're going to get up out of here. Hale, we're going to get up out of here. Before we go, Tiara, I have a little, every single day, I do a lot of research. This takes a lot of my time, but it's worth it because I'm learning so much, Tiara, about Black history. I'm learning so much. And so I want to go ahead and head out with this Black history spotlight today. What's up, family? It's your girl, Constance Carter, and today I've got a story for you that's going to shake your spirit and inspire your soul. You ever hear about a woman named Claire Brown? No? Well, let me introduce you to the original definition of resilience, faith, and Black excellence. Claire wasn't just a woman, she was a force. A woman who turned her tragedy into triumph, pain into purpose, and heartbreak into healing. Not just for herself, but for her entire communities. Claire Brown was born into slavery around 1800 in Virginia. Now, just imagine that. Born into a world where her life was owned by somebody else. By the time she was a teenager, she was sold to a plantation in Kentucky. And y'all, it gets worse. At just 35 years old, she was forcibly separated from her husband and her children, and she was sold off like property. Now, pause right there. Think about the heartbreak. Your family gone. No goodbyes, no second chances, just ripped away. But instead of letting that destroy her, Claire made a decision. This pain will not define me. When she was finally freed at 56 years old, yes, I said 56, did she sit back and accept what life had handed to her? Absolutely not. She packed up, she left Kentucky, and she headed west to the Colorado during the gold rush. That's right, a Black woman on her own, traveling across dangerous territory with nothing but hope in her heart and faith as her compass. And guess what she did when she got there? She built. Clara started a laundry business. She was cooking and cleaning for miners, stacking her coins and flipping her profits into smart investments. Real estate, mines, you name it. Sis wasn't just surviving, she was thriving. But here's where it gets even more powerful. Claire didn't keep all that success to herself. She became a philanthropist, helping newly freed Black people find homes, jobs, and education. She even opened her doors to those in need, providing shelter for free. She was so respected in Colorado that political leaders consulted with her. Imagine that. A Black woman just a few years out of slavery, sitting at the table with the powerful because her influence couldn't be denied. But through all of her success, Claire never stopped searching for her children. She traveled across states, spent her savings, and asked everybody she met if they knew where her babies were. After decades, yes, decades, she finally found her daughter, Eliza Jane. Can you picture that reunion? After all the tears, the prayers, the sleepless nights, they found each other. Claire passed away in 1885, but her spirit, it's eternal. She showed us what it means to turn pain into purpose, to build wealth not just for yourself, but for your community, and to never, ever give up on what matters the most. So what are the takeaways, family? Claire's story isn't just history, it's a blueprint. She faced unimaginable odds, but she kept pushing, she kept believing, and she kept building. Now, if Claire could do all that with nothing but faith, with courage, and with determination, what's happening to you? Now, remember, Black history isn't just about where we've been, it's about where we're going. And like I always say, when you teach a woman, you teach a nation. Now, drop a Black fist in the comments and share this with people who need to know about Black history.